So, somebody asked about the shares, which shares to buy, which not. So there is a, site from where you get details about all the companies. Okay. So I'll just share the site with you. Little bit oldish, maybe about a month or two old. I just picked up Reliance. Okay. Fine. I can pick up any company. I've got so many companies. I'm just picking up Reliance. Okay. Because I've explained this. So I'm just, starting, it started. So you can see Reliance is there. Okay. Now, this particular guy, there's a guy who financial analysis who has analyzed Reliance. Is that okay? अब देखिए आप. This is Reliance Industries. What is the average score of Reliance? This guy has given 8. Maximum score is 10. Okay. Fine. So let's start with the price when he calculated it was 23rd of August. It's not very far off. इसी साल की बात है. अभी नया भी निकाल सकते हैं अभी हम. Okay. Do you want to? I should get a new one. We can need to understand. Okay. We can have the latest one. So this is Reliance, and trailing PE ratio was that time was 26.4. Okay, now there are about couple of versions of PE ratios. Okay, and it is the trailing PE ratio which is normally being used. Okay, what is trailing PE ratio? The PE ratio formula is market price divided by EPS. Now, if I take EPS of the last 12 months, instead of taking the last reported number, which was the 31st of March, if I take, already April, May, June, July, August, September, October, November, December has gone. 9 months have already gone. But the Reliance is not reported in the number for December. It will report in January. But they have reported the April, May, June, and July, August, September. 2 quarters they have reported. So 2 quarters reported number plus the last 2 quarters of previous year. If we calculate the earning per share and take the market price and divide, we get the trailing EPS, which is the more current EPS. Fine. Is that okay? एक ईपीएस तो है करंट ईपीएस बोलते हैं जिसको कि हम पिछले साल का रिपोर्टेड एनुअल रिपोर्टेड नंबर ऑफ ईपीएस वी टेक द मार्केट प्राइस करंट मार्केट प्राइस एंड डिवाइड बाय द ईपीएस we get the current P ratio. Okay, but that we are not using. We are using trailing P ratio. So numerator is not changing, only the denominator is changing. The denominator we are taking the last 12 months reported earning per share of the Reliance. So it is trading at 26.4 times. Okay. Now the forward P ratio is 22.6. If I take the next 1 year, earning per share, the forecasted earning per share, which is going to come in this slide. So what analysts do, they just try to calculate how much there will be growth in EPS, and then recalculate the forward P ratio. The denominator change, numerator is the market price, and denominator is changing. So if you look one year forward, the P ratio is 22.6. Similarly, we can calculate 2 year forward. It may drop down to 20. So the company is becoming cheaper and cheaper as we go along. I mean, if you look from today's price and next 2 years, there's a growth story for Reliance, which will make the P ratio look a better, healthier, lower. The lower the P ratio, better. The higher the P ratio means stock is expensive, if we presume that. Okay. Now, the ROE is 8.9. We have seen the screener. This is long-term forecast. How much, Reliance is going to give you return. If you invest in Reliance, how much return it is going to give you? How much? 15%, which is a decent return. अगर आप पैसा लगाएं, if you get 15% return per annum, this is according to this analyst that you will get 15%. Before going any further, there is a rating here. There are about, how many people? 32 analysts. There are 32 analysts which are tracking this share. They are all like, Morgan Stanley, ICICI Securities, BlackRock. There are many companies which are actually, tracking the Reliance performance. Quarter over quarter, they are looking at how Reliance is doing their business. So according to them, they say buy. Either it can be strong sell this share, don't buy it. Okay. So first of all, if you look at this report, your needle should be here or here. Only then you should buy the stock, otherwise not. So this is the ultimate. ये आपको बता रहा है before, I mean, going into the deep into the study, he is saying go and buy, not a very strong buy, but a buy. So how many? 32 analysts are saying that way. Okay. So let's go further down. अच्छा यहीं रखते हैं अभी हम यहीं रखते हैं. तो पहले हम स्कोर देखते हैं, इसका 8 है, एवरेज स्कोर इज 8 विच सेज पॉजिटिव आउटलुक। एवरेज स्कोर के नीचे लिखा पॉजिटिव, रिलायंस करंट स्कोर इज 8, place it among the top quartile score scored, so it is coming at the highest level. Between 8, 9, 10, the score is good. Okay, now look at the trajectory of the score. This is the trajectory, because this site is what they're doing, they're calculating the score every quarter. So the score is, over the last 2 or 3 quarters gone up to 9. Fine. So it was even 3 in 2021. So at that time, it was not recommended to buy the share, but the share has become now much better than what it was in past. Okay, fine. So this is telling the story that it's up and down हो रहा है, but अभी average score 8 आ रहा है. Okay. Now there are certain other companies in the pack which are called comparable companies. But of course, Reliance you can't compare any company. BPCL, Bharat Petroleum, which has scored 10. Petronet, which has scored 10, and Reliance is getting 8. IOC is 9. Hindustan Petroleum is 9. It doesn't mean that we should go and invest in that stock, but Reliance looks to me much better than all other stocks with even 8 numbers. So we'll soon understand that. Okay. So we just go down the layer. So look at the 1-year chart. In 1 year, Reliance has given 8.2% return. In 5 year, it has given 134.2%. So 5 साल में 134% रिटर्न मिली है. So if we divide by 5, it comes to more than 20%, 25%. It has given around 20-25%. Only last year it has not given much return. 5 सालों में 134% रिटर्न दे चुका है ये. The stock has moved very high in the last 5 years. In the last year it was sluggish compared to the market. Now this is the business. I told you they're into 6 business segment: oil to chemicals, oil exploration, retail business, digital, Reliance Digital, that is Reliance Geo, and media and other things. So it's giving you just a commentary on the business. So we are just skipping that. Then, this score of 8 is based on 4 parameters. How many? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 pillars. ये 5 पिलर के ऊपर ये स्कोर बना हुआ है. How the company has got A rating, it depends on 5 pillars. The first is earning. How much the company is earning. On earning score, it has got 3. Not very good score. Earning, because the earning has not been very fine in the last 1 year, score is less. अर्निंग के हिसाब से अच्छा नहीं है अभी, बट फ्यूचर अच्छा है, तभी तो ये कह रहा है रिकमेंड करो. फंडामेंटल्स, कंपनी के जो फंडामेंटल्स है, यानी कंपनी का बिजनेस जो है, उस पे स्कोर जो है 9 है. एंड वील गो टू ईच दिस थिंग, ऑल दीज पैरामीटर्स वन बाय वन. देन रिलेटिव वैल्यूएशन, which means how it is valued. Is it cheap or it is expensive? So there the score is how much? 6. So neither it is very expensive nor it is very cheap. It is 6. अगर 10 होता तो चीप है. हाई स्कोर मीन्स इट इज चीपर, खरीदो. अगर ये 1 पे आ जाता तो वेरी एक्सपेंसिव. सो हियर द रिलेटिव वैल्यूएशन इज द हायर द स्कोर मीन्स रिकमेंडेशन टू बाई, गो एंड बाई बिकॉज इट इज अवेलेबल चीप. सो इट इज 6. रिस्क, there is no risk involved in this company. Okay, it's a least risky company. Why? 1, because of course if you look at the beta, it is below 1. Now apart from beta, it's a business spread in 6 segments. It's a conglomerate which has 6 businesses. Okay, so it's well diversified. Some businesses may do well, some may not, but overall Reliance is going to go up. And it has now businesses like retail, digital, and other things which are going to the business of tomorrow. So that businesses are growing. Okay, and they are the market leaders. Okay, most of the businesses. Then the price momentum is 8. Now the price momentum इसमें 8 दे रहा है. So that means even the price has not gone up so much. Okay, अगर प्राइस मूव करता है स्टॉक का तो अच्छा होता है, बट दिस प्राइस इज एक्चुअली गिवन जस्ट वेरी लेस दिस थिंग. सो आई डोंट नो व्हाई इट हैज गिवन 8. विल चेक दैट. ओके, फाइन. सो नाउ look at this. Now what he has done, he has compared all the companies in the same group: price momentum, valuation, which is the relative valuation, fundamental, and the analyst forecast. So Reliance is in blue, which says 15% kind of a return it will give in future. Buy. Okay, how many analysts are tracking? 32. Now look at the other company which is a buy, which is IOC. It says buy. Then it says Castrol India buy. Strong buy is your Gulf Oil, Gulf Oil, Gulf Oil lubricants. Bottom strong buy, but there is only one analyst who is tracking. Okay, somebody told me that it's only one because when I was explaining, I bought this stock about 2 months ago. This stock has doubled. ये stock double हो गया. But of course, I invested only 30,000 rupees become 60,000 rupees. I thought, okay, let me just try this site's analyst. So I bought it. So it is giving me almost 100% return in a matter of just 2 months. I'll show you that. So now, अभी इसको हम skip कर देते हैं, आगे चलते हैं. अब आते हैं अर्निंग्स के ऊपर. Earnings negative outlook. Weak earnings with recent analyst downgrades or history of missing consensus estimates. Now, every quarter or every month, or whatever is the periodicity, the analysts are calculating what will be the earning of every company, which they are tracking. So this is Reliance. What they are doing, that how much they are going to earn next quarter, next quarter, next quarter. And then the company announces the result. If suppose the company, they say the company is going to earn, say, EPS of, say, 10 rupees. Okay. And if the EPS is 7, actual EPS is only 7. So it has missed the earning estimates. Okay. So there is a earning negative surprise. Or it can have even 13 rupees EPS. There's a positive earning surprise. So there can be either positive or negative earning surprises. So let's look at that. Earning surprises. सो अर्निंग सरप्राइजेस जो है इसमें नीचे है. इसका मतलब कि इसकी अर्निंग सरप्राइजेस नेगेटिव हैं. यानी जब भी अर्निंग निकालते हैं कंपनी के एनालिस्ट बोलते हैं कि शेयर प्राइस बढ़ेगा, सॉरी अर्निंग बढ़ेगा, बट अर्निंग उतनी बढ़ती नहीं, उससे कम बढ़ती है. सो दैट्स व्हाई द स्कोर इज लोअर. ओके. एस्टिमेट रिविजंस 30. अच्छा, इसमें जो वेटेड है इसका अर्निंग्स का, ये 3 चीजों का है. अर्निंग्स सरप्राइजेस का, अगर एक कंपनी एनालिस्ट ने बोला कि ये इतना कमाएगी, उससे ज्यादा कमा लिया, so always it is beating the estimate of the analyst. So that company should be good. कंपनी को बताया कि इतना कमाएगी और कमाया उससे डबल या कमाया 20% ज्यादा. सो पहला तो है अर्निंग सरप्राइजेस. सो अर्निंग सरप्राइजेस शुड बी पॉजिटिव, बट हियर वी आर गेटिंग नेगेटिव अर्निंग सरप्राइजेस. देन एस्टिमेट रिविजंस. हाँ, estimate revisions is basically, the analysts are revising the estimates based on the current situation. Fine. So either it can revise upward or can revise downward. तो जितना revise upward होगा, क्योंकि suppose a positive surprise हो गया, तो now they say that the earnings are good, so they revise upward. The analysts are making revisions, so they may revise upwards or revise downwards. तो इसमें score जो आ रहा है वो कितना आ रहा है? 6, which is not a bad score. Okay. Then recommendation changes. Now analysts may say from strong buy to buy, or buy to sell, or hold. So these are called recommended changes. So if the company's recommendation are changing quite often, that company's score will be lower. If the company's recommendation is not changing, then the company is on a strong wicket. So here Reliance is how much? 4. So not a very good score because earning is poor hai. Neither on earning surprises it has got better score, nor on earning revision it has got a very good score. I mean earnings revision में थोड़ा better है फिर भी, but recommendation में भी it is not doing so good as far as earning is concerned. Now let's go to this thing. A positive surprises last 4 quarters 0, negative surprises 3, inline 1. So that means average surprises minus 12.8. So that means there was a negative surprise 3 times. The analyst said that the company will do well. The company didn't perform. Only once it performed in line. उन्होंने बोला इतना होगा, इतना ही हुआ, है ना. तो 3 दफा में company has not done according to this thing. Last 4 quarters. Now they are doing weekly. So up revision, down revision. एक बार up revision करा, एक बार down revision करा. और last 120 में brokers upgrade 1 and brokers downgrade 5. Maybe it was a strong buy, they made it a buy. Okay, fine. अब आते हैं हम ये बात, price target. What is the price target of Reliance? How the price of the Reliance will go up or go down? So today the price is how much? आज का प्राइस कितना था? 2536. ये आ रहा 2536. Okay. So since there are 32 people who are tracking this share, so the mean is 2790. एक साल का टारगेट कितना है? एक साल के बाद रिलायंस कहां जाएगा? 2790 mean. I told you the mean is the average. So average is basically taking care of all. It sanitizes the data. So there are some people are saying it will go down, some people are saying go up. And on an average, people are saying from the current level of 2,500, it will go up to 2,800 level, which is a good, about 10 to 15% higher than what it is level. But some people are saying it will go down to 2,100 also. Okay, fine. So there are 33 analysts. The mean recommendation, we should look at the mean, okay, which says that the stock is going to do well in the next 1 year. Okay. Then we come to earning per share, which is most important number. So earning per share, if you look at yearly number, अभी जो कंपनी का अर्निंग पर शेयर है विच इज 98 रुपीज पर शेयर. वी सॉ इट इन स्क्रीनर. 98 रुपीज था, हमने देखा था जब हमने पी रेशियो निकाली थी. सो इट सेज द मीन एवरेज इज दैट इन 2024 इट विल गो टू 111 and in 2025 it will go to 128. So EPS is growing, which is a good sign. Despite not performing so well, the analysts are saying on an average the earning per share of this company is going to go to 128 rupees from a current level of 100. So there is a 28% increase in earning per share in the next 2 years, which is a good number here. Okay. So now look at the analyst recommendation here. Please focus here. There are 32 analysts. 12 analysts are saying strong buy. 12 people are saying buy. 5 are saying hold. And 3 are saying sell. And nobody is saying strong sell. So the average recommendation is buy, as we have seen on the same. Okay. तो ऐसे ही अर्निंग सरप्राइजेस के दिए हुए हैं क्वार्टर बाय क्वार्टर. So there was a negative surprise in one quarter in line with negative in line. So the actual EPS was 23. The mean EPS which the analysts have calculated was 27, but the company reported only 23. So there was 12%, 13% negative surprise in this quarter. Then here they said 28.50. This is the quarter reference. So here it was in line. Whatever the analyst said, it reported the same number. So otherwise it is missing by 30%, 26%, by 8%. So it has been missing the estimates of the analysts. Analysts are very, bullish on the stock, whereas the company is not meeting the requirement of the brokers, okay, or analysts. Then the fundamentals. Strong fundamentals such as high profit margins. Company's profit margins are very good. So let's go and check the profit margins from the screener. Look at Reliance. Screener. Okay. Let's go to Reliance. Let's go to profit loss account. अब यहां देखिए आप. This is the operating margin of the company. What it was? 9% in 2012. And what is the current? 18%. So the margins have doubled. Okay. Because the company is actually progressing towards the businesses where the margins are very high. Okay. Because it is present into 6 business segments. And even the, crude oil prices had gone up in the last couple of years. Of course, they had, 2 businesses. One, they are, actually digging and the crude oil. Okay. And then converting the crude oil into various final products. So the second business where they, crude oil is converted into the oil products, because if the price of the crude oil goes up, that means the price which they're selling the final product will also go up. Okay. So they get better, revenues there. So margins go up because of that. Okay. So their margins have been growing from 9 to 18%. Fine. So this is what he is telling, that the margins are strong fundamentals such as high profit margins, low debt levels. So company has 0.40 debt is to 1 to equity. So which I showed you here. So if you go to a balance sheet, go to this first chart. So debt to equity ratio is only 0.42. 42 paisa debt, 1 rupee equity. So company is not highly leveraged. Company's interest coverage ratio is very healthy, 5.34. So it says companies fundamentally high profit margins which are growing, low debt levels, or growing dividend. So company has been paying dividend also. We can check that. Even we can check that also. Profit loss account. So dividend payout ratio. Of course, in terms of percentages, is around 10%, not showing a very big growth sign. But the dividend payout ratio is given the last this thing. Okay. So dividend, growing dividend, but saying so anyway. Okay. So fundamental score of Reliance has been, this is quarter by quarter. Okay. Reliance's current is 9. Okay. So this is based on some trend. अच्छा, अब fundamental factors क्या क्या हैं? There are 4 factors fundamental. Profitability, debt. Profitability का वेटेज जो है 25% है. Debt का वेटेज 25% है. Earning quality of earning, because if the company is into business, how is the quality of earning? Is it improving? It is going down. So Reliance is a conglomerate present into 6 business. The quality of rating is 9. Profitability, it is not so good because it's not, it is not meeting the requirement of the analyst. Debt, it is 5. Company has a debt, but not out of proportions. Earning quality is 9. Dividend, company is giving good dividend to its shareholders. Okay. So based on that, fundamentally company is very strong. Okay. Then we come to, and there are some ratios which are given here. Then valuation. So this is most important. अगर कंपनी सस्ती है तभी तो खरीदोगे. अगर if the company is already very costly, company has good fundamental, good track record, company is doing very well in all the factors, company score is 10, okay, and the valuation is also very high, then you can't buy it. Okay, so the valuation looks to be quite decent. It is not high. Okay, so it is 6. अब now इसमें ये देखने वाली बात है. So how do we know the valuation? So this is, please focus here. ये बहुत important है. सबसे ज़्यादा important है ये, because it's a valuation game. Okay. Price to sales. There's a ratio called price to sales. The second ratio is called PE ratio. Third is called the forward PE. So let me explain what is the price to sales ratio. अगर suppose Kiran is having a business which is doing 100 crores of sales and market cap is also 100 crores. The share value of the company is 100 crores and she is doing a business of 100 crores. So price to sales is 1. Okay. Now, what's your name? हाँ जी, सुभाशीष. शुभाशीष जो है, इसकी कंपनी की जो है मार्केट कैप है 200 करोड़, इसकी सेल जो है 100 करोड़ से, तो प्राइस टू सेल्स रेशियो कितनी? 2 हो जाएगी. तो विच इज चीपर? किरण कंपनी इज चीपर. सपोज बोथ द कंपनीज है इक्वल प्रोस्पेक्ट्स, तो आपका तो ऑलरेडी शेयर प्राइस बहुत बड़ा हुआ है, प्राइस टू सेल्स इज 2, बट हर कंपनी इज हैविंग 100 करोड़ ऑफ टर्नओवर, बट द शेयर प्राइस मार्केट कैप इज 100 करोड़. सो प्राइस टू सेल्स रेशियो जितनी कम होगी वो कंपनी सस्ती है, और प्राइस टू सेल्स ज्यादा होगी तो महंगी है. गॉट इट? सो दैट इज द मार्केट कैप डिवाइडेड बाय द सेल्स ऑफ द कंपनी. ओके, सो रिमेंबर दैट द कंपनीज प्राइस टू सेल्स, उसका वेटेज कितना दिया हुआ? 33% प्राइस टू सेल्स. अभी देखते हैं इसकी प्राइस टू सेल्स क्या है. पी रेशो यानी ट्रेलिंग पी रेशो मैंने समझा दिया, और फॉरवर्ड पी रेशो है अगले साल के ईपीएस के ऊपर. अब इसमें देखेंगे तो 6, 5 और 6 आ रहा है. स्कोर इज, इट्स नॉट वेरी एक्सपेंसिव, दो इट इज एक्सपेंसिव, नॉट वेरी वेरी एक्सपेंसिव. ओके, नाउ लेट्स लुक एट, हाँ जस्ट होल्ड ऑन, अभी हम देख रहे हैं. अब देखते हैं पहला प्राइस टू सेल्स. नाउ this is important, please. Price to sales of Reliance is 2. Okay, fine. Now, how do we say that whether it is cheaper or costlier? मैंने तो दो कंपनी को कंपेयर करा, आपकी और उसकी, बट यहां पर हम कोई इसका कंपैरिजन नहीं है, तो हम देखते हैं पीछे का हिस्टोरिकल. 5 ईयर एवरेज वॉज 2.1, अभी 2 है, तो 5 ईयर के हिसाब से ये 6% डिस्काउंट पे चल रही है अभी. गॉट इट? और सेंसेक्स जो है वो 3.5 है, तो यानी सेंसेक्स से 45% सस्ती है. अगर हम सारी सेंसेक्स की 30 कंपनीज लें प्राइस टू सेल रेशियो, तो इट इज 3.5. ऑल इंडिया 30 कंपनीज ऑफ इंडिया, they are trading at price to sales ratio of 3.5, whereas Reliance is trading at 2 Historical is was 2.1. So both in terms of Sensex it is cheaper, as well as by its historical average it is cheaper. Is that okay? So this company is relatively cheaper compared to its historical ratio, as well as compared to other companies of entire Sensex. Is that okay? Now coming to the trailing P ratio, it is 26.4. Look at the 5-year average. It was 25.3. Again, it is trading at 4% premium to compare to its average. पी रेशो देखी जाए तो 4% प्रीमियम पे है, और सेंसेक्स को देखा जाए तो सेंसेक्स इज ट्रेडिंग एट 24.6. क्या नाम है उनका? तो here the Sensex is 24.6, so 7% premium. So when we look at the P ratio, trailing P ratio, the stock looks to be slightly expensive. Now we come to the forward P ratio. Forward P ratio पिछले 5 साल का एवरेज है 19.8. Now it is 22.6. So it's about 14% at premium. सेंसेक्स से भी 4% प्रीमियम पे है. ओके, ओनली प्राइस टू सेल्स के ऊपर ये डिस्काउंट है. अदरवाइज ट्रेलिंग पी रेशियो एंड फॉरवर्ड पी रेशियो, नॉट दिस स्टॉक इज नॉट लाइक अ टॉम डिक एंड हैरी स्टॉक. दिस इज अ बिग स्टॉक, द बेस्ट स्टॉक ऑफ इंडिया. ओके, so it can't be trading at a discount, but it is trading at a discount, okay, but not, I mean, at a premium, but not a great premium. So that's why the relative premium is 6. ये छोटी मोटी कंपनी नहीं है, इतनी बड़ी कंपनी है, और कंपनी हैज अ ग्रेट फ्यूचर. एवरीबडी नोज दैट, एंड इट इज गोइंग टू गिव 15%. सो पीपल आर गोइंग टू बाय इट and push up the price and throw a higher multiples. But this company, despite everything, the company has not performed so much in terms of price in last 1 year. It has given only 9% return in last 1 year. The stock has not become very, very expensive. Though it is at 14% premium as per the forward P is concerned, and 4% premium as per as the trailing P, but which is not a big, premium. Okay, इतना high valuation नहीं है. Then we go to प्राइस टू सेल्स. अब ये देखो आप, ये ग्राफ है पहला, प्राइस टू सेल्स. अब ये देखते हैं हम ट्रेंड क्या है. इट हैज फॉलन. प्राइस टू सेल हैज रिसेंटली shown a dip. It was trading at a higher PE ratio, price to sales, but now it has become cheaper because the price has corrected by about, in 1 year, if you look at Reliance, it has come down by about 7 to 8%. So it has come down. Now look at, trailing PE ratio. ये भी अभी लाइन के बिलो ही आ रहा है. यहाँ काफी हाई पे चल रहा था, नीचे आ गया. So the stock is available, not very expensive. It is moderate. It is just at line. If you look at the graph, it used to be trading very high. If you look in 22, 21, 20, it has given 130, 40% return. Stock was trading at a very high P ratio, forward P ratio, price to sales ratio. But now the stock has come down. It is available cheaper. So it's the right time to buy it. Okay. Then look at the forward P ratio. Forward P ratio जो है, वो भी जो है ऊपर थी, बट अब थोड़ी सी ऊपर चढ़ी हुई है. अब नाउ देयर इज वन मोर रेशियो विच इज कॉल्ड द पेग रेशियो. पेग रेशियो सुनी आपने कभी? जब पी रेशियो नहीं सुनी तो पेग रेशियो क्या सुनी? अब तो सुन ली, पी सुनी है. ओके, हाँ मैंने सुना है. एक पेग रेशियो होती है, सबको पेग अच्छा लगता है ना. ओके, तो ये वो वाला पेग नहीं है. ओके, सपोज एज्यूम, मैं आपको वैसे ही बता रहा हूं, यहां दिखाता हूं. ये बहुत ही इंपॉर्टेंट चीज है, इसको देखिए. सपोज लेट्स से पी रेशियो. ओके, सो देयर इज अ कंपनी ए, देयर इज अ कंपनी बी. दो कंपनी है. इसकी पी रेशियो जो है 25 है, इसकी जो है 20 है. तो कौन सी महंगी है? ए महंगी है, because A is trading 25 times than it's what it's earning, and B is trading at 20. Now let's say the growth. अब कंपनी क्या करेगी? GRO, growth. Now when we say growth, growth in EPS, so I'll just write in full, growth in profits or growth in earning per share. अब शेयर होल्डर को तो अर्निंग पर शेयर से मतलब है ना. शेयर होल्डर के लिए अर्निंग जो है उसकी ईपीएस ही है, क्योंकि ईपीएस बिलोंग्स टू द शेयर होल्डर्स. Whether the shareholder gets by way of dividend, or because the share price goes up because the EPS goes up. EPS goes up, the share price is going to go up, and we will get the capital appreciation. So either we get dividend or capital appreciation. So we are always focused on EPS of the company. Now suppose the EPS is say 20%, or I say 20. It's 20%. Okay, and this is 10%. or I say 10. This is the growth in EPS next year. This is based on the analyst forecast, the mean average, which is given by 32 analysts. So this way, all the companies' EPS we can know. Suppose it is this. So then we can calculate a PEG ratio. How do we do that? We take P divided by G. ये आ गया ठीक है So let's say it is 30% or let's say it is 32% or 33% so that I get a figure. गुड हाँ एक बताता हूँ सो लेट्स से 30 ले लेते हैं हाँ अब ये 30 पे चला गया मैं कुछ और इवन नंबर निकालना चाहता था इसलिए बट वो आ नहीं रहा सो कंपनी ए has a P ratio of 25 and the growth in earning per share is 30. So we say that the company is trading at discount to its growth. Now, first of all, the P ratio above 1 means it is overpriced. Below 1 means underpriced. सबसे पहले हम समझ लें कि अगर एक है तो फेयरली प्राइस्ड है अगर पैग रेशियो एक है अगर ये हम 25 होती ओके सो वी से दिस स्टॉक इज फेयरली प्राइस्ड okay in line with the growth company is trading share price is trading in line with its growth numbers but here when I say it is 20 that means company sorry here I say for example 30 so that means it is trading at a discount to its growth growth हो रही है 30% P ratio 25 है तो ratio falls below 1 so any peg ratio below 1 would be company is cheaper okay now if the company is trading growth is 10 and P ratio 20 so that means company is trading at a premium to its growth मतलब जितनी ग्रोथ होनी है उससे भी ज्यादा शेयर पे ट्रेड कर रही है तो here that it's true so peg ratio either the company would be trading at a discount to its growth or premium to its growth so what number we would be looking premium or discount which number is better discount or premium discount is better so if the peg ratio is less than 1 we say company सस्ती है भैया और आगे का कंपनी का अच्छा ग्रोथ है और वो भी अभी भी डिस्काउंट पे ट्रेड कर रही है सो इट इज 1 हाँ greater than 1 it is costlier less than 1 it is cheaper but now what happens is in a rising market market rise when they rise people keep buying it they don't care about the valuation of the company okay so markets are making mistakes because that's why the market correct जब मार्केट बढ़ेगी तो गिरेगी भी तो नहीं अगर मार्केट सही प्राइस पे होती तो गिरेगी क्यों okay so market either at a trade at a optimist level there is always an optimism and the markets keep rising and they run ahead of the fundamentals जहां तक पहुंचनी चाहिए वहां से आगे बढ़ जाती है फिर लोगों को रियलाइज करता है कि तो बहुत महंगी होगी फिर कोई कहीं बॉम्ब गिरता है कहीं कुछ होता है तो वो एक बन जाता है कि हमस वॉर शुरू हुई मार्केट गिर गई हमस और गाजा की होगी तो दे आर लुकिंग फॉर सम काइंड ऑफ एन एक्सक्यूजेस when they find the market has already gone up ahead of the fundamentals so people are saying people don't care about बहुत बढ़ गई तो कोई बात नहीं है तो अच्छा टाइम आने वाला बट देन पीपल से यार ओवरडन होगी ओवरबॉट होगी बहुत ज्यादा खरीद लिया बहुत बढ़ गई तो अब उसको करेक्शन भी होनी है सो कुछ भी वर्ल्ड में हो जाए ओके कोई भी कहां एक गोला भी हो जाए बॉम्ब भी गिर जाए कहीं छोटी सी जगह पे सो पीपल से इसका रेपरकशन तो बहुत खराब आने वाला है या कहीं कोई बैड नंबर आ जाए यूएस में कि वहां अनएम्प्लॉयमेंट बढ़ गई तो सारी मार्केट गिर जाएंगी पूरी वर्ल्ड की क्योंकि अगर अमेरिका में ऐसे होने वाला तो बाकी जगह भी हो सकता है फाइन सो द मार्केट्स आर नेवर फेयरली प्राइस्ड दे आर आइदर ओवर प्राइस्ड और अंडर प्राइस्ड सो मार्केट्स ऑलवेज मेक मिस्टेक्स markets are never fairly priced so at the moment Indian markets in particular they are rising and rising over the last 4 to 6 months but अगर हम उससे 6 महीने पहले देखें तो उतनी भाग नहीं रही थी बाकी मार्केट भाग रही थी इंडिया मार्केट वहीं खड़ी थी सो इंडियाज मार्केट हैज जस्ट caught up with other markets if you want to just give you a solace that market तो बहुत बढ़ गई है so people will tell you look at January February we were not doing anything whereas the American markets and European markets were doing better Now they are not doing anything and we are doing it. So we are just caught up that same level of what others are. To say that our markets are good, we are not very expensive. We are not into a kind of a bubble zone or the markets are not overrated. So sometimes people try to say that. But market nonetheless have gone up in the last 3-4 months. Okay. So I'll just show you, I'll just show you here. तो ये देखो पैग रेशो कितनी है. पैग रेशो अगर 1 से नीचे है तो इट इज गुड और 1 से ऊपर है तो महंगा है. लेकिन क्या हो रहा है अभी मार्केट ही महंगी होती रही है तो सबकी पैग रेशो 1.5 या 2 से ऊपर जा रही है. अब देखते हैं रिलायंस की कितनी है. रिलायंस की पैग कितनी आ रही है एंड व्हाट इज द फॉरवर्ड 1.5. व्हाट इज द फॉरवर्ड पैग रेशो है 1.5. इट इज ट्रेडिंग एट अ प्रीमियम टू इट्स ग्रोथ बट 1.5. बट व्हाट इज सेंसेक्स ट्रेडिंग एट 1.3. तो ओवरऑल मार्केट अभी तो 3-4 महीने पहले की है फिगर. अब तो बहुत चेंज हो चुका है ना. अभी तो पूरा सेंसेक्स बढ़ गया. वहां तो 60,000 70,000 पहुंच गया. जब हमने ये निकाली थी तो 60,000 था. तो सेंसेक्स भी अभी 1.5 के आसपास हो गया होगा. और ऑयल एंड गैस सेगमेंट जो है वो 0.8 है. यानी ऑयल एंड गैस में क्या है, इंडियन ऑयल कॉर्पोरेशन, बीपीसीएल, वो तो सब बुझे हुए स्टॉक है. वो तो सारे वैसे बुझे हुए स्टॉक है ना, क्योंकि दे आर ट्रेडिंग एट ओनली वेरी लो पी रेशियो. बिकॉज दे आर ऑफकोर्स उसको रिकमेंड करने की बात करा खरीद लो, बिकॉज दे आर ट्रेडिंग एट अ वेरी चीप प्राइस. दे आर ट्रेडिंग एट अ वेरी चीप प्राइस. अगर जो चीज सस्ती भी है, बहुत सस्ती है और वो कूड़े के भाव मिल रही है, उसका भाव थोड़ा ज्यादा होना चाहिए तो वो कहते खरीदो भैया. है. हाँ हाँ हाँ. Yeah. So even IOC, BPCL, they are recommending because they are selling very cheap, very very cheap. जबकि इंडियन इकोनॉमी इज गोइंग टू डू मच बेटर. ओके. अब जो ऑयल एंड मार्केटिंग कंपनीज होती हैं वो प्रॉफिट कब कमाती हैं, जब ऑयल का प्राइस बढ़ता है. लेकिन अभी ऑयल का प्राइस गिरा पड़ा है बहुत. $90 से $70 आया हुआ है. तो अभी तो ये वो भी नहीं खरीदनी चाहिए. ये 3 महीने पहले का जब ऑयल प्राइस बहुत ज्यादा था तब तो $90 पर बैरल का रेट था. अभी तो $70 पर बैरल आ गया. तो आईओसी बीपीसी विल फॉल फर्दर बिकॉज दे आर नॉट गोइंग टू मेक मनी. ओके. सो ये हो गया आपका ये पैग रेशो. ओके. अब आता है रिस्क. रिस्क के लेवल में सबसे ज्यादा अच्छी कंपनी है, कोई रिस्क है ही नहीं इसके अंदर, बिकॉज इट इज वेल डाइवर्सिफाइड. 10 लाख करोड़ रुपए की इसकी सेल है एंड देयर आर 6 बिग बिजनेस सेगमेंट. सो इससे ज्यादा डाइवर्सिफिकेशन तो कोई कंपनी कर नहीं सकती है. दैट्स व्हाई इट्स चीपर. ओके. एंड हाउ डू वी नाउ लुक एट द रिस्क. अभी हमने रिस्क ही पढ़ा है. ओके. वोलेटिलिटी, बीटा, कोरिलेशन. हाँ, ये बहुत अच्छी है. मैग्नीट्यूड ऑफ रिटर्न्स. Volatility, standard deviation, and beta, what we have done. So we have done both standard deviation and beta. So in terms of beta and standard deviation, the stock is not volatile. It is below 1 beta, and standard deviation is also very low. So that's why it's getting 10. It's not highly volatile, not very high volatility. Correlation. अब now correlation क्या होता है? ये बड़ी important चीज है इस दुनिया में. Please focus here. I'll just tell you. Whenever you want to invest your money, there are various asset classes. There is a gold, there is a stock market, देयर इज रियल एस्टेट. रियल एस्टेट में कमर्शियल भी है, रेजिडेंशियल भी है. स्टॉक्स में भी कई तरह के स्टॉक्स हैं. एफएमसीजी स्टॉक्स भी हैं और नॉन एफएमसीजी स्टॉक्स भी हैं. मतलब डिस्क्रिशनरी स्टॉक्स भी हैं, नॉन डिस्क्रिशनरी स्टॉक्स भी हैं. एंड देयर इज अ गोल्ड ऑल्सो, देयर इज सिल्वर ऑल्सो. कई तरह के पदार्थ होते हैं जिसमें लोग पैसा लगाते हैं. नाउ ऑलवेज इन्वेस्ट योर मनी, स्प्रेड द मनी इन asset classes which are not correlated with each other, which are not correlated with each other. Invest your money in such a fashion that everything is not correlated. Like suppose if I put all my money into Wipro, Infosys, Wipro, TCS. That means I put all my money in Infosys, IT stocks. So they are all, the correlation is 1. 1 means highest correlation. Correlation पढ़ा आपने कहीं? So it can be either 1, it can be 0, or it can be, it can hover between 0 to 1. 1 जो है सबसे ज्यादा highly correlated है. So if you are going to buy everything which is correlated to each other, if everything falls, then if anything falls, everything is going to fall, and you will not get to get return. Suppose you are investing some money in gold. For example, gold is going up now. Gold has gone up above 60,000. Why? Because the American and in England and Europe, they are in recession. Okay, or rather, the Europe is in recession. America is in the fear of recession. So the gold prices go up when the stock market don't perform. So world over, except India, stock markets are not performing, but gold is dependent on the global situation. So gold prices are going up. Okay, gold prices when go up, the stocks fall. So if you have invested in gold also, when suppose Indian markets are falling, gold will go up and your portfolio will still give you a positive return. Now, real estate and stock markets, they are not related. So if you have invested something in real estate, though real estate is illiquid market, okay, but at times real estate goes up. Like from the last, I mean, of course, the last 6 months ko chhod do. So after COVID, the real estate, for example, Gurgaon properties have doubled. I was having a house. वहां पर मेरा घर था तो मेरा ब्रदर घर लेना चाहता था. He came and saw a house and the house was selling at about near to my house was selling at 5 crores. I told him buy it and he had the money. He didn't took a decision. Today, the value of that house is more than 12 crores. My house is 12 crores. In a span of 2 years, the values are doubled. Nirvana country, sector 50. हर जगह हुआ है. गुड़गांव में जितना DLF है, Kasara area and all, they have doubled, tripled. Okay. So at that time, the markets were not performing. So the real estate was doing well. So you get a solace that अभी real estate तो चल रहा है, stock market वहीं बैठी कोई बात नहीं. अब stock market ने इतना बड़ा return दे दिया and real estate is calm now. Okay, real estate अब peak हो चुकी है. अब कब आगे बढ़ेगी तो आगे देखेंगे. तो अभी real estates have peaked out. Stock market is yet to peak out. So if you are invested in stocks which are not correlated to each other, it's always better. Okay, which will give you the maximum return. So that is another mantra, that don't put all the money into same basket, spread it. So that when it is spread, returns will be much better. Is that okay? So अब इसमें correlation देखते हैं. इसमें 10 score है इसका. Because it is, why the correlation is 10? Because it is present into 6 businesses which are not correlated to each other. Fine. Retail business, no relation with oil business. Okay. Digital business, no relation with retail business or with oil business. So the correlation is not great among its all businesses. So that's why it is getting 10 out of 10. Okay. Fine. Then the price momentum pe 8 hai. Chalo, anyway. So this is,